The CBC has 143 executive directors. It has 8 directors of finance. Now, you think one of them would say, hey, it's not really financially viable for us to have 8 of us. We need to have 1. It has 9 directors of legal services and 26 directors of technology and infrastructure. In total, the CBC has nearly 1,200 executives and managers for an organization of just over 10,000 people. It's a ridiculous ratio of bosses to workers. No wonder it costs them $1.4 billion a year in tax dollars to keep the place running. But you want to know the real insult to taxpayers? 97% of those 1,100 executives and managers, 97% get bonuses averaging $17,000 a year. They get a bonus averaging more than $1,000 a month, nearly $1,500 a month. Do you get any kind of bonus like that? And how in heaven's name does 97% of them qualify? It's crazy. They say, oh, it's performance-based. Yeah, well, then you must have set the standards for performance so low that everybody but 3 misfits didn't qualify. It's crazy. And now we learn from Blacklock's Reporters, which is a terrific online newsletter of stuff going on in Ottawa. Now we learn from Blacklock's that the CBC executives have been complaining among themselves about the media coverage of their bonuses. They think the rest of us are being unfair to them. They are so completely out of touch with ordinary Canadians that they think we, regular Canadians, would feel sympathy for them if they heard the truth. If we heard the truth about CBC bonuses, we would feel sorry for them. It's ridiculous. This is why the network's coverage is so completely out of whack. Their ombudsman, a 34-year veteran of the CBC, has just retired. And on his way out the door, he said, look, our news coverage is biased. We don't recognize the bias. We just believe everything that we say is true, even though we are clearly biased towards the liberal left. That's absolutely true. Why would I want to pay a bonus? I don't want to pay for the CBC. One of the things I hope the Conservatives are truest to if they get elected in October is defunding the CBC. Not lowering the funding, defunding it, getting rid of it. In a universe with 500 channels or more, with streaming services galore, we do not need the CBC. The CBC is biased. It is opposed to most of the things I believe in, and yet I am compelled through my tax dollars to support them. I find it offensive, and I would like it to stop. And if embarrassing the CBC over its executive bonuses is the way we get rid of them, so be it. I'd like to get rid of them because we acknowledge that they are terribly biased and no longer serve any purpose that cannot be served by private broadcasters and streaming services. I believe that to be true. But if embarrassing them over their bonuses to 1,100 executives is the way we get to defund the CBC, I'm all for it. For Post Media, I'm Lorne Gunter.